My name is Wayne Phillips. I'm the curator of costumes and textiles for the Louisiana State Museum, and we are currently in the Cabildo. Well, the exhibition that is opening in just a few days is one that we've been working on an awfully long time. It's an exhibition celebrating the bicentennial of the Battle of New Orleans, which technically takes place this week on January the 8th, 2015. And we have brought together an amazing assortment of artifacts to commemorate this bicentennial. Well, the artifact that we have been chasing for a long time is a very rare and precious national treasure. It is the uniform coat that was worn by Major General Andrew Jackson at the Battle of New Orleans in 1815. And as far as I know, it's the only surviving uniform from the actual battle. The coat is actually a fairly common pattern of coat that was worn by many different regiments in the War of 1812. It's a navy blue coat that has some simple braid and some gold buttons down the front. It's not a particularly decorative coat, but because of the person who wore it, it is embellished with a little bit of extra added artistry. It has some beautiful gold embroidery on the collar and on the cuff as well. And of course, designating Andrew Jackson's rank as Major General, he has two epaulets, which were worn on the shoulders that have stayed with the coat all these years. To go along with the original uniform, we also located an original painting that was made just a couple of years after the Battle of New Orleans. It was painted by an artist named Ralph Earl, who ended up being Andrew Jackson's personal portraitist and actually lived with him when Andrew Jackson retired to the Hermitage in Nashville. Painted many, many portraits of him, but this is one of the very first portraits that was painted of Andrew Jackson actually in his Battle of New Orleans uniform. And in fact, in the background in the painting, you can actually see scenes from the battlefield. I think one of the things that people are going to remark upon with this coat is Andrew Jackson's size. The coat is very, very small. And of course, we all know that most people in the 19th century were smaller than we are today. They weren't that much smaller, though. Our diet has changed, our lifestyles have changed, but we do know that Andrew Jackson was a very tall man. He was about 6'1" or 6'2", which is much taller than the average height for a man at the time. But he was also extremely thin. He was only about 140 or 150 pounds in that 6'2" frame. So when you look at the coat, you will definitely be able to see Andrew Jackson in it. We asked the Smithsonian if they would go back and look in their files and try to find any proof that the coat ever came back to New Orleans. It has actually been a part of a museum collection in Washington, D.C. since 1845, which is the year that Andrew Jackson died. And to our knowledge, there is no indication that the coat has ever come back to New Orleans in 200 years.